Bonsoir, everyone. How are you doing? Hello, Andreas. Hello, Max Headroom. Hello, Stephen Crow. Hello, Thomas Corcoran. And your amazing early tips and support to this channel. KS, Fred, Vinyl Gorilla. N'importe quoi. Frank, Gidget, Johnny Tweet, Raf, Kozak. Hope everyone is doing fine. Starting with an old classic. Welcome to the show. We're about to start a 2.5 hour mix, survey, adventure into records, both new and old, from different trades, as almost every Friday. This Friday I almost had to take a little break, but you know what? Music is the greatest healer, isn't it? Hello Robin, Billy Bob's 1976. So welcome. If you think you're gonna like this stream, or if you're already doing it, by all means leave a like to the video. If you were watching this a little later, a lot later, leave us a comment to tell us what you think of all of this, what you liked, what you disliked, what I missed, what I got right, or whatever. And if you really like the channel and the stream and want to support this happening every freaking week, well, you can always support it like Thomas did, leaving a tip in the coffee jar. The link in the description of the video. There's an alternate one just in case. And we also have this week J MacG, Fred Perlman, Steve Davis and Klatuba, who left tips during the week as they couldn't catch the stream during the live broadcast last week. Hello Zalvia. I'm alright, it's just more stuff happening. That's the health. Salut Spiderland. So we're starting with this old classic from Shackleton, the free EP box set. Let me find you the link. Sean might not be here tonight as he's just starting he just had something good happening to him and that craved some attention somewhere, which I'm all for. Music for the Quiet Hour, the Joe Bar Organ EPs. Here you go. Hello Ed, how you doing? 808, guten Abend. Moin Pascal. As I knew Sean might not be here tonight, I prepared a lot of links already, so it shouldn't be that different than usual. Hello, I'm the Dead. How's Reykjavik doing? So this is an epic track back from 2012. Which was the start of Shackleton's own label, War to the Septic Heart. And I guess the start of a trend in techno that has thankfully caught on. I did, for sure, as you can attest from my usual selection. Thank you Gidget for leaving a tip as well in the coffee jar, merci beaucoup. Hello Pican. Salut Joël. So I did do some digging this week and was quite quite successful. And I got a bunch of records as well. So, as usual, an expensive show. Hello Ryan S, how you doing? Riding your bike towards the stream, that's nice. Hello X Prince Protégé. Salut Clément. Alright, Raph. Be selective though, huh? Be critical, I mean. I love how he alternates between these extremely like 80s sounds. It's really 2010 bass culture, and how it's all going towards towards cultures that are not essentially Western, but yet he introduces some sort of post-industrial vibe. And of course the sound system. Yeah, that was a good one, huh, Frank? There might be some cool other stuff in that vein pretty soon. I mean, there will be. Hello, S of Tens victims. 1876. Yeah. And Baleric, who loves Sam Shackleton. First time I saw him live was 2013, I think, and that was a revelation. I liked his music before that, but I really got it when I got him live. Hello, Claude. Hope you're doing fine, my friend. Hello, Angela. Yeah, it surely is. I hope so. Insides is the album I would care about, Raph. The rest I can do without now. But yeah. Oh, Scuba is an interesting guy. Haven't kept up with his music lately, but yeah. Yeah, when I first caught him, it was on a very low-key level, and it was amazing how he made people dance. Not the fact that he made people dance, but the way people started to dance to his music was something completely new for me back then. A revelation, literally. I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know if he's still doing stuff like that, still capable. Hello Nicktronic. Heard some good things about a recent track of yours. Bonsoir. Next, is a little rabbit hole of mine of the past couple of years. An artist from Switzerland from the early 90s up to the mid 2000s, creating his own brand of krautrock by way of indie and tons of different influences. He plays all the instruments here. This is Soar, Tidbits, Christian Aibi, and here's all the instruments he's playing.
Save me from the balance sheet. Rearrange this mighty ball again. Driving safe, walking.
And here's the link to the record.
Catch the rhythm and the fresh water again.
Hello Yana, how you doing? Hello, Gas. Very elusive. Whenever I see his records, I jump on them, hoping the price will be okay. Hello, Midoji Skaledili. Skaledlili. And thank you, Ryan Smith, for leaving a nice little tip in the coffee jar. Merci beaucoup, Ryan. This week I got hold of a record that is sort of a bookend to one of my greatest investigations of the past 20 years that finally took a closure last week with this Fernando Gerillo composition and track on that Georges Enescu Festival compilation. And I found something really special that I'm gonna discover with you tonight. You never know, you never know. So this is, I think this is pretty cool. Yeah, let me show you a little bit. That box set. Comes with a big poster, 3 piece like that, a CD. Where does that take us? See a little more indie on that track. But still, if you told us this was a krautrock song from 78, why not? I don't know. He has I think I have something like 4 records of his now, and it's always been interesting.
Shiny fur for you.
Yeah, so these records are usually more easy to find in Germany, Switzerland, Austria. But here he plays on a 4-track. He recorded all of this on a 4-track mixer at home, summer 2010, performing vocals, bass, moog, Wurlitzer piano, 4-fissa organ, percussion, violin, octaphone, pipes and looper. Hello Vinyl Joe, how you doing? Hello Daniel, how you doing? Yeah, it's kind of like that, yeah. Salut Syncope. You could say that he's drawing quite a lot of similar inspirations to the ones Stereolab drew from. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Next is a pretty special record that I think is officially released today. I got it 2 days ago by some weird mistake, but I guess no one will have heard this, very few will have heard this before, properly, from a beloved figure of experimental alternative music of the past, like 20 years, who passed away quite recently. Yeah. Well, do that, because actually that's one of the plans, to build a new cabin. So all of you who support me, there's a good reason to do that soon, so that I can have all the records in the same room. But that's the plan, to be able to build a new cabin before before next summer, basically. Ah. So yeah, I think this is the very last album that he released, the very last record under his name that we know of. It's quite nice. What shall I dub the cabin? Well, maybe someone will get to dub the cabin. Maybe we'll do a sort of competition. So I believe that Amelia Cuni passed away a little over a year and a half ago now. Or was it at the beginning of this year? I forget. Amelia Cuni, posthumous Melopea, where she plays as usual, well, on this track, plucked and hammered tempura, and uses a very specific type of chanting called Drupad vocal. So basically she used to work at home on concepts where she would play around existing recordings, sometimes of Eliane Radig, the queen of drone. And these sort of demos find their way to her closest musical partner, Werner Durand, and with a bunch of other musicians. That's what I realized. They played with posthumous solo recordings of Amelia. In this case, you got Amelia Cuni on cello and Werner Durand on soprano saxophone. So Amelia Cuni recorded this in Berlin in 2012 with, and that was recorded by Werner Durand. And Amelia and Werner recorded in Berlin in 2022. So before she passed, actually. And this was mastered by Joe Talia for you audiophile freaks. Thank you very much, Daniel, for leaving an excellent tip in the coffee jar. Merci beaucoup, Daniel. Let's see how far we can go tonight. Den Bosch is approaching, and I can't manage to put anything aside because, yeah, stuff like that keeps coming, and some finds, some really cool finds. But that's a part of the game, isn't it? Yes. Thank you for the encouraging words, Daniel. Tip your DJ of the night, of the day, of the afternoon, of whenever you're watching this. And yeah. Good to know, Stefan. Gelbe Galerie, Gelbe Music is a shop that is very influential. Stefan is our resident Hamburg luminary. Good evening, Dominique. The hype sticker says, stunning posthumous collection from Italian singer Amelia Cuni, one of the great contemporary exponents of Drupad, the older surviving style of North Indian classical vocal music. It doesn't really specify here, but Werner Durand is very famous for building his own saxophones out of plastic pipes and crafting very unique sounds, beautiful ones. Let me see if I have a link for that. And there you get both the Discogs link and the Bandcamp link. You'll just have to separate the two. Sorry about that. Well, I hope this anticipated Daniel's comment a little bit. Oh, cheers, Raph. Merci beaucoup. Thank you for a really good tip. Yeah, Soundom is a good place to obtain that as well. It is, and it just keeps growing, I think. As the bass frequencies of the cello starts to intensify. Sorry about that. It does, huh? Hello, Andorra's Revenge. How are you doing? Hello Jeffrey, how are you doing? Yeah, that's exactly it. Hello Ivan, I saw you message before but I must have missed it. Yeah, there'll be some fun music as well, Ivan, for sure. Interesting you mentioned that. I see where you're coming from, obviously. In a way I wish it wasn't. But why not, after all, huh? Hello, Mr. Zosh. Tambura app. That sounds... that sounds really cool, Ed. Thank you very much, Billy Bob, and a revenge for both leaving really nice tips in the coffee jar as well. Merci. And just like that, I'm already halfway to my goal for tonight, so that's cool. I hope it keeps coming if you can. Next is a very special record. I might have played it a long time ago. It is one of my favorite records of the 90s, for sure. Somewhat a controversial record. Whenever I find it, I buy it again. And it's not a cheap record. It's not crazy expensive, but it's a tough one to find. But you might just want to do that very soon. But let us still enjoy the moment of Amelia Cuni, magnified by her friends. and the 90s best decade of music according to Ivan. I still think, as far as pop music in general comes, the 80s, from the most experimental side of post-punk to house music, hip-hop, etc. I think the 80s has my vote, but I love the 90s, of course. I love every decade. Hello, Euler. See, Euler has been very helpful to me. Today I published a new article on my Substack, the first part of a multi-part sort of little essay about Discogs and various experience of digging. And Euler has been one of my greatest motivation. Like I was on good track with all of that, and then I got a little sidetracked by time, and it took forever, etc. But Euler is keeping me honest, so thank you, Euler. And go check the Substack if you want, and you can even support it here. And on that note, thank you, Euler, for leaving a very nice tip in the coffee jar, and Mr. Zosh as well. Merci beaucoup, both of you. Well, children of punk, huh? Hello, Vinyl Piper. How you doing, Chris? And thank you, Vinyl Piper, for leaving a very nice tip in the coffee jar as well. Next record is for you, then, Chris. But really, I hope you're enjoying this Amelia Cuni album. The more it grows, right now I'm at the goosebump stage. This is when it's hitting all the spots for me. Hate it. How you? Come on. This is peace music. Are there metalheads, Chris? If so, I have something for them later. Or maybe I'm lying. Who knows? Liked your video, by the way, about with your wife at Amelia. It's interesting though. I think it's interesting thinking that someone would have a strong dislike for this. It's surprising, but food for thought for sure. Yeah. The next record is way more polarizing, for reason you will understand shortly. Ah, yeah, well, fair enough. If you want pop music, for sure, this is not it. This is long form, transcendental classical Indian music by way of European experimental techniques. Well, I'm glad you do. Thank you, Max Headroom, sorry. Max Headroom, for leaving a nice little tip in the coffee jar. Merci beaucoup. Hello, Mark. How are you doing? Hungry, well. Do you have some curry in the fridge or something, Ed? Hello, Greg. Hello, Alex. Michelle Lamy, I don't know of her. I will check it out, Fred. This was released in 1997 and features Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. As well
You never heard of an albino alligator?
as William Fichtner. I believe Michael Stipe is somewhere here as well.
Down here we got gators, right? But every once in a while, one of them little things is born white. An albino. He's weak. Hello. Useless. Except for one thing. Sacrifice. The other gators will use him to gain new territory.
Exactly.
So what they do is they send him out in the open. Just waiting to get him killed. Because when some rival group of gators shows themselves in the open killing the elbow gator, they surround and kill their rivals. No more elbow gator. But no more rival gators neither.
This was released on 4AD, the soundtrack of the Soul movie directed by Kevin Spacey. The great Michael Brook, the inventor of the infinite guitar, famously featured by Daniel Lanois and Brian Eno in the 80s. Hello Paul, how are you doing? This is an elusive record, even though it's on a major indie label, but they're not famous for releasing movie soundtracks. I bought this when it was released. I was absolutely stunned by that. That was my introduction to Michael Brook. We're gonna listen to a couple of other tracks from this to show you the range of that record. Very homogeneous and yet quite diverse. Hope you're enjoying this, if you haven't heard this before. Michael Brook, he did the soundtrack for The Sweet Hereafter by Atom Egoyan. Great movie, great soundtrack. He went on to do some stuff for Steven Soderbergh, if I remember correctly. And that's dialogue you could hear was William Fichtner's dialogue from the movie with the music from the scene. Which I think was an excellent choice to include in the official soundtrack. Wow, Wanderers Revenge, that's cool. He has an amazing library of cues you can download for free of music for screen. That's cool. I love this little logo. It is a stunning album, like completely under the radar for some reason. One of the reasons might be the current status, social status of Kevin Spacey, who's behind the movie. The movie is great. It's a great little huis clos heist movie. Casting is insane. You got like, what's his name? Faye Dunaway, Matt Dillon. Morgensen, what's his name again? Viggo Mortensen. Yeah, just really, really cool record. Here it is, and forgive me, I'll put the link on as well, because I believe I have prepared it. No, I didn't. Okay. Here it is, I think. Yes. Here's the link to the record. I think you should be good by now. So we had this mood piece, now this more like weird jazz blues joint, and next. There's the track, and I remember when I was in the theater, I thought like, okay, I need this. Yes, Mark, we peaked at 85, it comes and goes. I never really know what's gonna bring people, and that's not really why we do it, though. So it's fine. "45 minutes in. You already have a pretty good idea if you like this, so leave us a like if you do. We're still on the path of discovery of the arcanes of YouTube, how that thing works, what it means, and what we get from that. So by all means, leave us a like, leave us a comment if you're watching this from whenever in the future, from when this is live broadcasted. It's always nice to hear from you, to see what you liked, what you didn't, or what your thoughts, so that I can fine-tune or give me some food for thought, or also give me some direction, stuff I might have missed myself and you think I should investigate. And of course, if you really like the stream and want to support it, as quite a few of you have already done tonight, you can always leave a tip to your DJ of the night in the coffee jar in the description of the video. I hope that's fine. This track is insane. It's Michael Brook. On the Srivanas guitar, keyboard, drum programming. No, that can't be right. Yeah, here is it. It's Michael Brook on infinite guitar, drum programming, Hafez Modirzaden on saxophone, and Bob Adams on both bass. And the last track of the album indeed features Michael Stipe on vocals, Wiz fully on bass. This is such a 90s sound, that reverb echo effect on the drum machine. Really nice though. I would encourage you, if you got curious about that, to check out the movie. It's pretty tense, and it's not every day you get a movie with such a brilliant soundtrack that works on its own as well, but now something a little different. This is for you, Fred Dobbs. This is not the Swans. No, Billy Bob. Thankfully not. And I love that Angela got it. This is the latest studio album by Napalm Death from 2020. Throes of joy in the jaws of defeatism. But you love silly music, Dubs. Yeah, so Napalm Death is the grindcore band, one of the most influential metal bands ever. But on this album they do like Killing Joke, Swans. They do some grindcore and thrash, but it's a very ambitious record, very different than their usual fare. Hello Ryan. Good to see you too, my friend. Yeah, that's true. I'm not sure, Steven. Was it a cassette or a track? Yeah, a track on a compilation, that's true. Now I remember, you're correct. That's a pretty, I mean, sure, it's like teen angst in a way, but that's a pretty intense cover, wouldn't you say? Yeah, that's true. It's the same. You know, Mick Harris did a lot of techno. But we'll get there, don't worry about it. So this is the latest Valentina Magaletti release on Whitey's. Oh, no, on her own label, this one, yeah. With EP. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, sorry. I had prepared. So here's the link of the Napalm Death record that we'd listen to. And yeah, and here's the Discogs link to the Valentina Magaletti EP record, as it is sold out on her Bandcamp, but you can still find it. It's in the shops. It was just released. So Valentina Magaletti, probably one of the most hyped drummers of our time, and rightfully so, I would say. I'm always a little suspicious when there's that much hype, but in her case I think it's deserved, as you can hear. This is not for a Vinyl Piper's colleague, I would assume. But who knows? It is. You will find a groove inside of this. And thank you to Alex Diamond Marimba for leaving a tip in the coffee jar. Merci beaucoup. Very nice of you. No, it's an EP of covers they did. Oh yeah, there's this one as well, but yeah. Yeah, no, the one from 2020 is not an album, it's an EP as well of covers. Unless I'm wrong, which can very well be the case. So Valentina Magaletti, she came onto the scene with her duo Tomaga, yeah, which sadly ended when her partner died, passed away. But ever since that, she's been on fire. She's been releasing, I think it started with that record, A History of Queer Dom in Drumming or something like that, where she played a drum kit solely made out of porcelain drums. This is a wild ride, for sure. I'll let it play into another track that is much shorter, so you can see a little bit also of the range of what you can do with that kind of drumming. Yeah, there's that's on the map. Will you come then, Alex? Hello, Callum. Yeah, it is. I think it is. It might be my favorite album of hers, actually, to be fair, and I have quite a few now. It's like an 8-minute long record. It's not super long, it's just the right length, I think, for this kind of music. And yeah, I mean, she has now on her own label, she's starting to release stuff that is quite interesting as well. I'm not falling for everything there, falling in love. But definitely a label to keep your eyes on. Now this record playing now is a much wider release, as we're in the presence of one of the most influential musicians of the past 45 years now. He released records on John Zorn's own Tzadik label. He's a former member of Sonic Youth, although there's only former members of Sonic Youth now, since Sonic Youth doesn't exist anymore. He's also a former member of Wilco. And obviously, he is the husband of Eiko Ishibashi, linked here on Discogs, and here on Bandcamp. It's a 4-track long album released on Drag City, so this is not a difficult album to obtain. Hello Quint, how are you doing? That's very sad to hear, Alex, since I'm sure you're not even joking here. Hopefully things will have calmed down by next summer a little bit for you guys. So this was recorded between France and Italy, I believe, like in Paris and Padova in 2023. And this was just released right now. And what it is, it took me a while to figure it out. Just some great electroacoustic, ambient, experimental music, you could say. There you go. I wouldn't say that all their records are must-haves, Eiko Ishibashi, but this one is probably in my top 2 favorite records of hers. This is more a record of hers than Jimo. I don't know, I just decided so. Maurizio Barba, thank you for the tip in the coffee jar. Maurizio from Brazil, welcome to the stream tonight, or today for you. just like that. Yeah, that's cool. I'm 85% into my goal for the night with the tipping, so that's really cool. Thank you guys so far. Hello Sean. We have one Sean tonight at least. Sean, the Vinyl Dreamscape is being missed, but we have sex, hugs and rock and roll. Yeah. But no, unfortunately, Alex, according to some people in the US, Alex is the wrong color. Hello, Andrew. Yeah, making it to Friday. A nice little goal to set yourself. How you doing, my friend? So again, we're listening to Eiko Ishibashi with Jim O'Rourke on Drag City. This was just released. Well, get it while you can. I think they probably just did 300, and some of her records tend to sell out. And it's a cheap record. It's a normal price. Well, I am coming to the UK in just about a month now. I'll be playing records in Bristol with a certain someone, a friend of the stream. Next record is the first vinyl issue of an interesting record in the discography of this band that is core to this stream. If you've been watching my videos since I started, you know this band, you know how dear they are to me. This is really nice. like heavy Vangelis vibes, but from a very different perspective, aesthetically or philosophically as well, I would say. I mean, Jim O'Rourke doing Vangelis, you want to hear that for sure.
The industrial use of semen will revolutionize the human race, but you have to keep that to yourselves. Featuring Simon Norris, Paul Sandra, Peter Christopherson and John Balance, presenting Time Machine's Coil.
In the early 2000s, I mean, since I think it was in 1999, Coil started to perform live again, fairly regularly. Like regularly for Coil back then, that would be like 6 times, 4 or 5, 6 times a year, maybe a little less, but at least a couple of times each year, until 2004 when John passed away. The 13th of November. They did issue a box set of DVDs of most of their live shows, but they only released 4 live shows officially. Live 1, 2, 3, 4. This is live 1 in London, spring 2000. Which was released on Paul Sandra's own label, if I understand correctly. Retractor. When this was released on CD around 2005, maybe first, I was not completely sold on this one. I actually didn't even get the CD. With distance now, I absolutely adore that record. So I'm really happy this was finally released in a proper manner. I have some bootlegs of Coil on vinyl because that's the only available format. There's only, if you count the bootlegs, there's only like 2 records of Coil that have never been issued on vinyl yet. This will come. So this is a double LP, 5 tracks. So this is using the whole range, possible range of the pressing. It's a really loud pressing. Hello Don. How are you doing? I saw Coil 2.5 times. Twice as Coil and 1 time Peter Christopherson by himself playing bits and and odds from Coil and his own side projects. But that one Coil gig I saw in England, in Canberra Sands in 2003, will always be one of my most cherished live shows ever. And this, wow. So not music for dancing, unless you're dancing in your mind. This is good music to do the Dream Machine, I would say. I know our friend Chris Vinyl Piper loves his psych music. I can't picture anything more psychedelic than this. This is literally music that was engineered with frequencies in mind to literally trigger psychedelic effects in the human body. Yeah. Dear John, good evening to you. Can music get much more intense than that? What a nice little color for that record, huh? Thankfully, by now, a lot of you don't need me to discover Coil. Well, I can always report on Coil like I do here. But the next one, you might feel a little more like, oh, I'm happy someone put me on the tracks, on the path of that record. I suspect some of you might click on links to purchase the next record as well. It's a small pressing, but there's still a lot of copies around. Hasn't gotten much attention. That should be the soundtrack to all of David Lynch movies, I would say, in a way. Yeah. In all the best ways, I would argue. Well, one Parmigiani archival volume and one Jean Schwartz, but the Jean Schwartz one I believe is not coming out on vinyl. But yeah, that's true. And exciting. Exactly. Yes, Daniel. Well, I have my theory on that, and I'll share it soon. I think I've found the perfect soundtrack to the Hellraiser movie. From a band I actually played tonight. Quint? Depending by whom. If you're about to get interrogated by a dominatrix, that would be pretty cool music to have. Remember guys, if you haven't already, like Don Fletcher, thank you for leaving a little tip in the coffee jar. Support the stream however you can. Leave us a like, leave us a comment if you're watching this later, or even if you're watching now. but want to further the investigation, the discussion, the criticism, the hailing. And yeah, as done, you can always even go one little step further by leaving a little tip in the coffee jar. Thank you, Don. Fair enough, Max. So they were playing modular, like real synthesizers, and John Balance is singing on the tracks there. But in this live show, it's 3 modular synthesizers and effects. Hello, Eddie. Yeah, intense. Told you so. How you doing, my friend? Yeah. And just like that, we went from like 80-ish people watching back to 59 and back to 88 now. This is a hang. Yeah. There's very little Coil not to love, I would say. I would argue now. Yes. And Jocelyn Pook was playing cello on Love Secret Domain, who later went on to do the soundtrack of Eyes Wide Shut by Stanley Kubrick, but who was also doing stuff with, she worked with Kate Bush, if I remember correctly. The deep end indeed. Yes, hello Chris, how you doing? So next is somewhat connected to that in terms of technology, but aesthetically and emotionally going in a very different direction, which we love, don't we? Eddie, this was just released for the first time on vinyl. This is volume 1 of the 4-volume Coil live series, gatefold double LP. Very cool. I think what put Coil back on the track of people taking them as heralds of the forefront of music was that live show they did at Sonar in 1999 up on the hills in a church where Karl-Heinz Stockhausen himself was there in attendance and apparently actually loved it. And this is a very similar show to the one they did in Barcelona. this is David Edrin. OMG Bing. This was released on the Los Angeles label Not Fun, who was at their height back in the late 2000s. And they've been kind of struggling a little bit, in my opinion, finding relevant new voices. I think this is one. Beautiful pastoral electronic music with great synthesis here. Elegiac, you could say. Curative music, almost, although I would argue that this goes way beyond functional music. Exactly. This is the guy behind DSR Lines, very cool project that he did a split album with Lichin Barras 7 years ago or so. And by the way, here was the Coil record. Here's the link. And here you get the David Edran one here. Since there are lots of copies on his Bandcamp, but you'll find it on Discogs as well, depending on where you are located, where it's smartest to get this from. Midnight Disco. Hello 808. Did I play this already? Not totally sure. I think I might have played that like a year ago or so. This is subtle, subtil, split single between foreign and subtle. If you like your drums heavy in a techno tune, but not a full-on 4 to the floor straight track, this has a lot of syncopation. And I fully expect the fingers in the air from Germany here. What a fun little color, huh? This is a record from 2015 that no one cared for, or not no one, but you'll find this under $5. heavily processed lo-fi. Now it gets a little straighter, although here it is. This is a record I love using as a tool when I DJ out, to play this with something else, to complement them together, to create something with. But this drone here in the back, this sort of droning, buzzing drone. This is what Cut Hands was doing, but this is even better in my opinion. I love me some contrast in music. Cheers, Tembalbato. I love the melody here. This is really where, if I find myself on the dance floor with stuff like that, I'm happy. Because this is music that really sort of mangles your body while you dance into it, and at the same time elevates it. Pure body music. Intense as well. Intense is we like the strongest intensity followed by the most elegiac serenity, as we're about to get. Next is a brand new record. I mean, it came out this summer. It's a fundraiser album. It was first released on digital with 100 tracks, and they did a selection of about 30 of these, I think. Yeah, 25, 30. That were released on the double LP at a very affordable price. I know Drums of Death. I know exactly what you're talking about. And yes, yeah, Drums of Death is a little clownish a little bit. It's not the worst. I did buy most of them, but like then you would find better stuff. So a benefit album on arguably label of the year. As I was hinting When was that? 2 weeks ago or last week? I'm not sure. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I alluded to that. This is a track by Laraji. On California, Los Angeles, I believe, actually. Not sure, and maybe San Francisco, actually. Living Records. Living aid to artists impacted by the Los Angeles wildfires. Selected material across 2 LPs, an edition of 1000. Around 80 minutes of music from that digital benefit album. Silk screen jacket. Not that the artwork is terribly ambitious there, but still. Oh, that's nice, Andrew. I'm happy for you. I think this is much better than Dem Dicaster. But it is, there's a kinship, Tempo Boto. I will agree to that, for sure. Huh. Weird question, Thomas. I'll try to answer that in a post on the Substack forum, I guess. And maybe I'll play it later, but remind me of that question and I'll give you an answer eventually. I like it, Quinn. Not everything, of course, but I think he was a great artist. So, yeah. Well, even this year, since I had 3 artists, either on Nyege and Nyege tapes or former Nyege and Nyege tape artists, release. Come to my music festival rap. But of late, no. It's been a few months since they released anything I really love. Hello Lisa, nice to see you. It's been a minute. So all the tracks on that compilations are exclusive. And I will admit that in this case, there's a bunch of well-known artists, but also quite a few up-and-coming ones. And it's also a nice sampler. $30 for double LP of exclusive music for a good cause. It's a pretty sweet deal, I would say. Of which one, Raph? I'm missing the first part. There's an artist who released an album, I believe last year, who was mocked endlessly. And I think it was a little bit unfair. I agree that the record was not amazing, but I must say that ever since that, he's released 2 long-form tracks on 2 different compilations, including one here. And these tracks are pretty dope. Highlights, some close highlight of the Transa project about transhumanism and transsexuality. But maybe I'll play a second of his track here. John, I'm playing. Let me put the link, if I haven't already, which I believe I haven't. Here is the Bandcamp link, and here is the Discogs link, where you will find this closing track from Andre 3000, yes, featuring Carlos Nino, Alex Klein and Pablo Calogero. So Andre 3000, the rapper who released the Flute album last year that, yeah, everyone was mocking, or so it seems. And this track is amazing. And as I was saying, the track on that Transa compilation is even wilder. So I must confess I haven't listened properly to the album, but considering the quality here, I'm highly doubtful about the critics. But who knows, maybe he overworked, overthought the album, and then he was freed from it, but keeps the concept and the interest in what he started to pursue there. Hello, monsieur. Nah, the inmate is here, so don't try to fool us, monsieur. So how about that, huh? Andre 3000. Was his album really that bad, or was it just that he didn't have the right audience for it? I just explained it's not that. It is still a track from that compilation that Living Records aid to artists impacted by the Los Angeles wildfires. Last track on side D here. There you go. Let's play next an old record. It's been a minute as well. You know, one of these records that maybe some of you are coming for here. Zelvia, if you're here. Pretty sure John and Stefan will be interested in that one as well. That's an amazing record. I'm glad you liked it, Pascal. Hello, Emblazer. How you doing? Yeah, I'm getting close to 2 hours now. So that's the good point to remind you to leave a like to the video if you're liking what you hear, or if you're just enjoying the moment we're spending together, or if you're enjoying the moment you're spending by yourself in the distant future or the near future. And leave us a like as well, a comment, sorry. And if you really like the stream and want to support this, every Friday with new records, new finds, new investigations, well, there's always the link in the description of the video, the Ko-fi link, to tip your DJ of the night, of the day, of the morning, of whenever this is for you. No, not on that one, I think. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, it's Alex Klein. You're totally right. Sorry. Andorra's Revenge. If you want and if you can, John. This is still happening for the time being. But yeah. Much appreciated if you can. Yeah, that's an interesting record. I've been investigating that Emblazer. Yeah. Yeah, Matthew. Good call. This is not like John Hassel. It is more Sam Gendel, I will say. Which is not totally surprising considering this is on Living Records, where Sam has been putting some of his best work, most consistent work. But this is haunting music, considering this is a tribute or an aid album for the artist impacted by the wildfires of Los Angeles. This is how they close the album. Not dramatic, but very... how would I put it? Yeah, haunted a little bit. Very different kind of intensity. We were talking a lot about intensity earlier with drums. Harrowing. This is harrowing music. Nice, Andorra's Revenge. I'm not totally sold on it yet. I still have to listen to it a little more before I make a move or not. Back to the crazy drumming. Polido doesn't ring a bell here, John. Should I go and listen to it? And should I thank you? Sure I do. Thank you, John, for leaving a very nice tip in the coffee jar, and Drew Lukov as well. Thank you guys, much appreciated. We're listening to duo of man responsible for one of the best albums this year, an archival recording in the Far East Desert. This is Hartmut Gierken with John Chikai. Continent. Hartmut, John. This was released on a Greek label, Praxis record. Probably in the 80s. Yeah, recorded in Athens, in Greece, October 18th, 1980. The music presented on this record is fully improvised. No overdubbings, no technical tricks, no electronic gimmicks. John Chikai plays the alto sax, bass drum, Sudanese zebra drum, Coptic church drum, Pakawash drum piano, voice, and Hartmut plays a list of instruments too long for me to go through. He can be absolutely amazing, and sometimes, depending on who he's playing with, it's just a little bit run-of-the-mill in my opinion sometimes. But when you see his name, check it out. Hartmut Gierken, same, but his hit rate is even higher. Hartmut Gierken. I think it was last year I played that 6 LP box set of collaboration between Michael Honta and Hartmut Gierken, recorded live in Iran in the 70s. Absolutely insane music. Pretty good, pretty good drum. Is it as dreamy as this? Because this has a sort of dreamlike quality that I find really unique here. A combination of free improvisation, free jazz, chaos, and dreamlike state. Sort of magic realism as well. Imagine one of the most hectic scenes on Picnic at Hanging Rock with this music. That would be pretty something. Yeah, loosely structured. as well. And now let's play into this, one of the most unexpected finds of the week. Hello Eternity Club. Here is the link for the previous record, the Hartmut Gierken John Chikai record. So as I was saying at the beginning of the stream, hinting at that record playing right now, last week we presented the end of a 26-year-old quest, which I didn't know was a quest when I started it. Basically getting everything I could find of Stefano Gerillo, the Italian Buddha of the bass, according to a certain Karl-Heinz Stockhausen, but also Janko Dumitrescu favorite soloist, or so it seems. So I did manage to get all the 9 records featuring Fernando Gerillo playing or composing or both. And I thought I need to do something about it. And looking for someone who would have something to say about it, I found this. Enrico Francioni, double bass. Self-released. Tribute to Fernando Gerillo. He's playing Suite 1, a piece for double bass, conceived between 1983 and 2005. We're listening to the prelude here, recorded in his studio in Carpegna in Italy. Self-released in 2019. Very, very few copies. Not cheap. I talked with him today. I wanted to have him come and speak with us a little bit, but he doesn't speak English well enough, so that wouldn't be possible. But I'm gonna work on something. If you're interested in this, here's the link of where you could find it. I entered this on Discogs earlier today. It wasn't there. It is not cheap, but he only did 10 copies of it so far, and there's like 2 left. It is a laugh cut. Sounds amazing. Sounds really, really amazing. Hello, Lee. How you doing? So is this as good as Fernando Gerillo playing? Who knows? It's a Fernando Gerillo composition by a devotee. Not a disciple, but that's the closest we can get, at least on vinyl. So, Fernando Gerillo's composition was surely avant-garde. But one of the aspects that stood out is the way he would investigate the physicality of the sound of the double bass, how he would work endlessly at finding gestures, positions of the body, how to make the instrument sound differently. If you go and Google a video of Fernando Gerillo playing the bass, he's animated in a way that is quite unusual. And when he explains why, you start to understand what's so special about him. When Enrico is playing this, he didn't just learn how to play the keys, he had to learn how to mold his movement to it as well. To not just get the notes, the keys, but yet the intensity, I haven't figured out completely yet. But apparently this is also related compositionally to Pythagorean systems, which obviously will go over the head of most people. But as I usually say, it's interesting to understand the actual technical or philosophical project behind the music. But if you don't, and you enjoy the music for what it is, that's good enough, as far as I'm concerned. If you do go follow that link to get that record, tell him you find it through the stream. That will make him happy. No, this is just a private press, John. He did it. He released that as a CD as well, featuring more tracks actually. And he thought that it would be interesting to find a different sound, a warmer sound, according to him, for the medium on which this is distributed, and also that he thought it would reach a different audience, and he was right. There are a few Stefano Gerillo records that exist on CD that, like, as I usually say, only got one life. There's only 24 hours a day, and so many artists to investigate. So that was the opening prelude to that album. I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know. And if you didn't enjoy that at all, let me know as well. That is as interesting as anything. Just tell me what you thought. I'm curious about this record especially. Thank you, Billy Bob, for letting me know. So basically, I send him questions, and he probably Google translates them. But he was very kind. I did buy the record. It's after I bought it that we started to exchange. It doesn't? Wait. Here's the link again, just in case. I see what, yeah, I see the issue now. There was two links in one. The Discogs link and the Bandcamp link. Here's the Bandcamp link where you will be able to get it. And here is the Discogs link I created earlier today, just for reference. Cheers, Pascal. Salut Mathieu. Enrico Francioni, double bass, his own tribute to Fernando Gerillo, the Buddha of bass. Self-released. So the vinyl is gone, but send me a message and I'll figure it out, because we talked about something with Enrico. So let me know, Billy Bob, directly, and I'll figure out something for you if you want this on vinyl. C'est du gros contemporain expérimental, avec des teneurs modernes classiques. I guess he'll be happy then, because this is all self-released, both the CD and the vinyl. A pure work of celebration and admiration and dedication to this great artist that tends to be forgotten because he didn't play the academy game. He wasn't antisocial, but he was an outsider for sure. I didn't even play till the end. We just found a little outdoor here on the side, which is a shame. But there's still so much to play. So as you can see, a labor of artisanal love. Now the record I'm playing now, you can pre-order it, but it's not out yet. It's out in 2 weeks. As you know very well by now, I do buy myself a shitload of records. How else to find all of this? But the first album of that artist was a very nice human meeting as well, personal meeting. We didn't meet in person, but he actually came by the stream and had a little chat with us for 10-15 minutes maybe. So he sent me his new album, his second one. Also bass player. Malomore from Germany, with a blueberry theme. Here's a blueberry pie. Here's a swimming pool filled with blueberries. It's just weird. I live surrounded by blueberries, by the way. So this speaks to me. Here comes the double bass. Blue vinyl, blue inner sleeve. And 18 minutes, we're close to the end. Maybe one more track after that, maybe a couple, we'll see. So let me know what you thought of the stream. Hope you had fun so far, even we're not finished. We're just starting this track. but if you haven't already, take a swim, live us a like, say hello to everyone. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and leave a tip to your DJ of the evening, of the night, of the day, of the morning, of whenever you're embracing this. Yes, the greatest antioxidant, blueberries. Cheers, Steven. So this one I have no links for you, but let's see. Check it out a little more and pre-order it, but he might stop by in a couple of weeks for us to talk a little bit about it, to see what is going on there. It's, I will say though, it's a single LP, but it's filled with stuff, so it's a heavy single LP. I don't know how expensive his shipping is, but it might be a reflection of that. Cheers, guys. That was a pretty spiritual one, I guess. Even if we played some Napalm Death and some crazy, insane, intense drumming, I guess it was what I needed to today, considering I didn't have the most pleasant week. Some people didn't do the right thing around me, and that was disappointing, and more than just disappointing. So Marcos, thank you for leaving a tip to the in the coffee jar as well. Tonight so far we had Marcos, Andrew, John, Don Fletcher, Maurizio, Alex Diamond Marimba, Max Headroom, Chris Vinyl Piper, Mr. Zosh, Euler, A Revenge, Billy Bob 1976, Raf Kozak, Daniel, Ryan Smith, Frank Gidget and Thomas Corcoran, and during the week J McG, Fred Putterman, Steve Davis, and Klatuba. You know, maybe we'll figure something out when he comes by, John. Cheers, Thomas. First album from Malo More was pretty great. The packaging was amazing as well, if you remember. There was a cassette, some hand-printed, painted cover. On this album he goes in a different direction, longer format pieces, and probably, I would say, a little more romantic. Yeah, one of these. You know, as I was saying, I almost thought like, I need the week off to just cool down because of all of that. And during the afternoon, I saw my mom, and we did some work together for her. And I thought, let's go do the good work and share the music and enjoy the moment with you guys. One last track, just a little fun thing, nothing special. I won't spoil too much details about this, but there will be a lot to discuss about this with Malo, I hope.
She loved it. Cold water running down her spine. Oh, dear Grace. Her lungs filled with air.
Reminds me so much of Scott Walker by way of David Sylvian. But I actually prefer this.
Her lungs filled with air.
Très très cool. Très cool. Very cool in French. To go to sleep. And available in 2 weeks. October 14. Shipping October 14. But already available for pre-order. Self-released. Fully independent private press.
Eyes watering.
So I guess that will be
eyes watering. Blissful cold. Her lungs filled with air, and she closed her cold blue eyes. A beam of light, a
This is amazing. Impossible to cut this short. Impossible.
She floated.
Good job, Malo.
She closed her cold blue eyes. She floated.
What a trip.
Floated. Cold. Gracefully cold. She floated. Gracefully cold. Her eyes closed, cold. And gracefully, she disappeared over the mountain ranges.
I'm not sure, Marcos. Could be him. Yeah, that's him. That's his voice. Cheers, Daniel. Always true. Good night, everyone. Bye bye, bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.